Carly Fiorina is a failed CEO, a failed Senate candidate, and soon to be a failed presidential candidate. The TV show that shares her name isn't even good. That's why I'm not going to sugarcoat why Carly Fiorina will never be president. Or, in other words,
I'm telling you just how I feel, so wake up the members of my nation.
Howdy gang, if you don't support Hillary Clinton because she just seems too genuine, relaxed, and warm on the campaign trail, then Carly Fiorina might be the candidate for you. She's the former CEO of HP, which stands for Hewlett-Packard, and not horrible person, heinous panderer, or H.P. Lovecraft, the creator of various terrifying characters such as Cthulhu and Carly Fiorina. When she was CEO of HP, she stopped hiring people and instead laid off 30,000 American workers at once. Speaking of which, I wonder how she feels about the recent job numbers for the American recovery as a whole.
Well, the economy is moving in slow motion, and yes, these numbers were above expectations, but the previous 2 months were far below expectations.
Yeah, how dare President Obama not meet the public's expectations? Expectations like, oh, I don't know, being an employee of one of the world's biggest technology companies, being only the 29,999th most expendable employee, and thinking you'll be able to feed your children for the next few months now that Carly Fiorina is your new CEO. You'd have to be a heartless prick not to meet those expectations just for the sake of profit. Thanks, Obama.
You're welcome.
Anyway, after Carly Fiorina put those 30,000 lazy schlubs in their place, she was ultimately fired from HP and listed as one of the worst American CEOs of all time, at one point being called the anti-Steve Jobs. I just can't wait for the biopic starring the anti-Michael Fassbender, which, I suppose, is Whoopi Goldberg.
No, honey, I'm Carly Fiorina.
After leaving HP, Carly Fiorina went on to advise John McCain's 2008 presidential campaign, and he lost. Then she herself ran for Senate in California in 2010, and she lost. And now she's losing the 2016 presidential race. She's in 8th place, right ahead of Folksy McJesus, Zealot McSweatervest, and a sentient pile of bricks. So if you had to describe Carly Fiorina in just one word, it would have to be
A loser. A loser.
Somewhat of a loser. She suffers from a thing called loser's remorse.
Carly Fiorina started off low in the polls this campaign cycle, relegating her to the first kitty debate with other winning personalities such as Sweaty McBloomers and an extra from House of Cards who evidently wandered onto the stage looking for the green room. So, facing that stiff competition, Carly Fiorina was universally declared the winner of the first undercard debate. How'd that feel, Carly?
So wonderful.
Afterward, Carly Fiorina was upgraded to the main debate stage, with such legitimate candidates by her side as the third most interesting Bush and a libertarian Muppet. How did Carly Fiorina use this upgraded platform? Let's take a look.
Well, gee, after the last debate, I was told that I didn't smile enough.
You know what? Please don't listen to whoever told you to do that. It doesn't work for us. It's clearly somehow painful for you. Just stick to your resting CEO who's about to lay off 30,000 people face, and it'll be better for everybody.
Citizens, it's time to take our country back. Join me, and we will get it done.
Interesting word choice there, Carly. I don't know if I quite would have gone with that route. Citizens. Humans of America. Soldiers of my constituent army, join me on my quest to vanquish the political elite, and we will restore honor, dignity, and mediocre printing to the White House! Excuse me. I just think Carly Fiorina could have maybe simplified her message a little bit. How about something like,
Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me.
ultimately, Carly Fiorina's campaign isn't doomed because she was a terrible CEO, or because she ruined the lives of tens of thousands of people, or because she's never won elected office before, or because it sometimes seems like she's running for president of Mordor, not the United States. It's really about the fact that she cannot find a niche within the Republican Party. Donald Trump appeals to business conservatives. Ben Carson appeals to the anti-establishment crowd. Ted Cruz appeals to voters who want a president with a really punchable face. Carly Fiorina just doesn't fit into any of those voting blocks, or at least can't cut into them. Like the printers that her former company makes, Carly Fiorina's campaign has been overly expensive, bad for the environment, and is already broken after 7 months. And even though we know that any other printer we choose will likely be just as terrible, we're still gonna throw away this one and try our luck with the more expensive one. And that is why Carly Fiorina will never be president.
Just leave it all to me.
Is Jim Gilmore A, the dad from the Gilmore Girls, B, a former governor of Virginia, C, the fish from SpongeBob that always says my leg, D, the newly elected Prime Minister of Canada, or E, Adam Sandler's character in Happy Gilmore?